E-scooters. Every year, we see more e-scooters on the road. And partly due to COVID and the price of gas, people started biking and using e-scooters to avoid transit and save money. To rent and ride an e-scooter in New Jersey, you must be 18 years or older. Some people may buy their own e-scooter, but they must get a special license from the NJMVC if they are under 18. In order to stay safe, here are some tips on how to ride an e-scooter. Tip number 1. What to wear. First things first, wear a helmet. When riding an e-scooter in New Jersey, it's required by law to wear a helmet. And if possible, wear one with chin protection because it's easier to crash and fall on an e-scooter than many realize. Gloves and bright reflective clothing are recommended for more protection and visibility. New Jersey has a max speed limit of 19 miles per hour for e-scooters and e-bikes. E-scooters can go from 1 to 15 miles an hour or more, and they accelerate at a moderate pace. With the rise in e-scooters and the lack of bike lanes for bikes and scooters, injuries are increasing every year, so it's important to wear your helmet. And to stay safe, it's important to learn how to ride and obey the laws. Tip number 2, selecting and renting an e-scooter. You should know how to start and ride a scooter. If you're renting, you must download an app and spend a few dollars. On the app, check the battery charge, and if it's red or yellow, do not select that scooter because it doesn't have enough power. If the scooter you choose is charged, it may not unlock for you to use. Tip number 3, where to ride an e-scooter. E-scooters are considered vehicles in New Jersey, so you need to ride on the right side of the road with traffic, and you're not allowed to ride on the sidewalk. Try to choose a road with less traffic for safety. If you're scared or there's a lot of traffic, you may walk your scooter on the sidewalk until it's safe to return to the road. Some apps have geofencing, which prevents e-scooters from being ridden in certain areas, and the app will stop the scooter if you get close to the boundaries. Tip number 4, how to ride an e-scooter. Getting on an e-scooter isn't difficult, but for the motor to start, you need to push off with one foot first, keeping one foot on the scooter. Don't forget to put up the kickstand. It's recommended to keep your left foot forward and your right foot behind so that in case you get doored, your body is less likely to be hit. This is called the goofy stance. When riding a scooter, you need to keep both your knees slightly bent, keep both hands on the handlebars, and you should be ready to slow down and brake when you need to stop or turn corners. Remember to keep a safe distance between you and parked or moving vehicles, about 3 feet in either direction, to not get doored or hit by any cars. Tip number 5, how to slow down and brake. It's dangerous to signal turns while moving. Instead, it's better to stop at intersections to signal our intentions to cars. It's safest to gently squeeze both brakes at the same time, which are located at the handlebars or on the back wheel, which can be engaged by gently pressing with your right heel. If you press either brake too quickly or only use one brake, your e-scooter may skid and you could be thrown off. When stopped, you can put one foot down and get off safely if desired. So remember, use both brakes, be gentle, and slow down to a complete stop. Tip number 6, how to turn. When you're using an e-scooter, you need to slow down to a safe speed, preferably under 10 miles an hour before turning. Remember, always keep both hands on the handlebars and look left, right, left, behind you, and in front of you for cars before you turn. If you're fully stopped, you can use your left arm to signal to cars that you're planning on turning or crossing the street. Tip number 7, parking an e-scooter. Choose a spot to park the scooter on the sidewalk so it won't block where people walk in the center of the sidewalk. To park, use your foot to put the kickstand down and support the scooter. Or use the push-pull stand by holding the stand in place with your foot and pulling the scooter backwards so it's upright. Once your e-scooter is standing up, you can relock the scooter on the app.